To all my Facebook friends and family, and those who are not really my friends, I wish to address you on a particular issue. Most of you might have seen a post made by Rickford Burke, a complete lunatic who lives in Brooklyn, New York. He said that I was arrested by the FBI at the JFK airport. Now, if that is not a lie, then what is? The FBI never even talked to me, whoever they may be, wherever they may have been. I was interviewed by immigration when I went through New York. I went to a wedding in Canada, and I had to answer simple questions that took about 4.5 minutes. And then I was on my way, grabbed my suitcase, and I headed over to my sister's place. Now, what Rickford Burke has done, and this is why I'm doing this post, he made the FBI look like hounds going after people, when in fact, I was simply interviewed by immigration officers. The man is lying, and not just on me, Charandass Persaud, he's lying on the FBI in the United States. And so people who have looked at that post, some of you are stupid enough to believe it. Some of you adore Rickford Burke and think that what he did is good because Charandass voted a government out. I voted that government out because they were corrupt, and Nagamutu and the AFC in particular sold the Indians out to the PNC. And that was my position. My father was a cane cutter. You put 32,000 cane cutters out of a job when you close the sugar estates. That was not the plan. And I couldn't sit down and take that easily. So for those of you who are angry with me, if I had to do it again, I will do the same thing. I hate corrupt people, and I hate people who just hustle for themselves. Now, Rickford Burke needs to be taken, or the FBI needs to take Rickford Burke very seriously. Because when you listen to that fool, you are afraid to go to New York or to the United States, believing that the FBI will drag you in for no reason at all, as he is trying to portray. And then his post was on Tuesday or Wednesday and said, last week I was arrested by the FBI. I entered New York City on Tuesday last, not before that. So I don't know where he got his story from. And then you listen to the vulgarity from Critic. Critic, a man who got an $850 million pump station work to do and didn't do it. He received $150+ million mobilization money. I would like to ask President Irfan Ali and Bara Jagdeo, the Vice President, if Critic repaid that $150 million mobilization money. Why is that man running around saying things about people? He said, I took money from the Mohammeds. Now, that he will hear about that in a court a little later on. I'm not worried about that. But that lunatic, like Rickford Burke, they say what they want to say, believing that they're doing it for the PPP, or they're doing it to smear people. I have no problem with Rickford Burke or Critic for that matter. I have no problem with the PPP. But then when you have your thugs doing dirty work and dragging me in, I will have to speak out, as I'm doing now. So the FBI needs to look at Rickford Burke and what he's doing by selling this misinformation to the public generally, to everybody out there. And those of you who, I read some of your comments, what is it, karma, pot call it kettle black and whatnot. I don't have to worry with your kind of explanation and your interpretation. You do what you have to do because you have Rickford Burke feeding you information. Again, I'm saying, when I voted in the no confidence, I didn't vote for the PPP. I voted to remove the AFC. And I've done that successfully. You've seen in the election, when I advised Norton to not collate with the AFC, I said, let them run separately. You'll see that they will not even get one seat. And sure enough, Nigel Hughes, the man who championed the cause of the no confidence, he's an Exxon lawyer, or he's on some contract with Exxon. He wanted to be the leader, or was the leader of the AFC. He did justice to the people in the AFC, the fools who are still there, by resigning, because he cannot make magic happen. The AFC, let me tell you this now, AFC and APNU, you have to apologize to the people, telling them that you lied in the 2020 election and that you tried to rig the election and then start from scratch. And believe me, if you do that, you might get more than 10 seats or 12 seats in Parliament. And the AFC may get more than nothing. They may come up with one seat at least, so then they'll have to fight to see if you go put Patterson or Nigel Hughes in Parliament. My friends, again, I'm saying this. I was interviewed by immigration. I drove from New York to Toronto, came back at the border, Niagara Falls. Again, same questions were asked. How long are you going to be in the States? When are you flying, going back to Guyana? Blah, and those were the answers that I supplied. I was never arrested. My phone was never taken from me. That's the phone I'm using right now. And so when these fools who are looking for TikTok to pay them or whatever they're doing on Facebook and WhatsApp or wherever they put their nonsense, they're looking for popularity and people to kiss their ass. And if you want to kiss dirty asses, go ahead. I'm done with that. Thank you very much.